Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to auscastnetwork.com for details.
In a world where everyone says hello,
they dare to say, yeah,
g'day.
Yeah, g'day.
Yeah, g'day.
Yeah, g'day. Yes, good day. Yeah,
G'day.
G'day. Yeah, g'day. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, good day.
Wow, wow.
Yeah,
good day.
G'day. Hey, yeah, g'day. Yeah, g'day, Tim.
Yeah, g'day, Leon.
Yeah, g'day, everyone.
Yes, good day, everybody.
Welcome, everyone, to Yeah, G'day, the Complete Guide to Australia, where I use question marks whenever I feel like it. I feel like it? That's probably a better way to read that one. Tim, episode 3 of this bonanza of recording. Nothing like spending an hour and a half in a room with a guy you kind of know.
Yes, what a banana of a recording session this has been.
Can you ever really know Tim?
No.
The answer is no. No, you can't know him. Tim, today,
Yes,
aside from all the other things we've done, but if today was just today on its own and not
another day.
if it was just the day that we were recording this episode in the future,
Yep,
3 weeks from now,
yes,
we'd be talking about megafauna.
we would be.
And we will.
And we are.
Australian megafauna. We've hinted at it in a number of our animal episodes. I would say we've hinted at it in the kangaroo episode.
Yes.
We've hinted at it in the koala episode. No, the wombat episode.
Wombat, definitely, yes.
And there's probably other ones we've done. I just can't remember what megafauna is out there. Oh, was there some in the emu episodes? Is there a giant bird out there?
Yeah, maybe.
The cassowary?
Yes, perhaps.
But so we talked about it a lot, so we thought we'd just try to cover it. Now, Tim tells me it's a very long article, which means that we're going to definitely leave out as much as possible.
Oh, yeah, this
and
is going to
give you
be
the bare minimum.
just absolutely so uninformative. If anything, you're going to know less about megafauna by the end of this episode.
All you need to know is there were megafauna. Anyway, as always. That's all
yeah,
it is.
g'day, everyone. No.
No, Tim, please, for the love of God, tell me.
So, Australian megafauna, as the man calls it, comprises of a number of large animal species in Australia.
Mega means mega. Fauna means animal.
So they're defined as species with a body mass estimated of greater than 45 kilos, which seems small to me.
So I'm megafauna?
Yes. Or equal to or greater than 130% of the body mass of their closest living relatives now.
Oh, okay.
So they just have to be
30% bigger.
30% bigger.
So does that mean that would mean that some of these large specimens, like some of these kangaroos that are around now, like Bruce or whatever his name was,
Yep.
was he megafauna? Because he
Well,
was
we're going to get to that because there are technically still
megafauna.
species that do fall into that category. A lot of the species became extinct during the Pleistocene period, which is
When Plato was formed.
like 16 million years ago to 50,000 years ago.
Sorry, is this thing on? I said when Plato was formed.
Yep. No, we all heard you.
I just want to make sure.
So the interesting thing is also there's some similarities between prehistoric Australian megafauna and some interesting figures within Australian Indigenous Dreamtime stories as well. So it seems like there is actually a story record of these animals also in Indigenous culture.
Right.
Causes of extinction. Let's get straight into it.
How'd they die?
So there's a few different possibilities, reasons. It has been a little bit factionalized as a field of research. It's been used for some not so fantastic political agendas, unfortunately, in some ways as well.
Really?
But I think there's a couple of different reasons.
Okay.
First of all, they think that the increase in aridity, which Australia is a very arid country and continent,
Dry and
that kind
flat.
of went that way about 18,000 years ago at the end, during the peak of the glaciation, which I believe is some manner of ice age. But a lot of megafauna already existed, extinct at that time. What it seems to be is human habitation. Now, early Indigenous Australians arrived in Australia. It's hard to say exactly when. Anywhere between 100 to 50,000 years ago is the generally accepted figure. That's what Indigenous Australians believe as well, and that's kind of the timeline they've put on it. And research actually supports that very heavily. I think I read somewhere that they had found stuff from like 100,000 years ago. So it's very well supported that they were in Australia over that period.
Long time, definitely their land.
Yes. But it seems that their coming to Australia definitely leads to the megafauna dying. Which is what happens
sense.
when humans enter an environment. They use what they can to survive.
Can I make a guess?
Yeah.
That when you say this is used for political agendas,
Yes.
are you implying that someone used this as some kind of fuel for some kind of White Australia policy-esque
Unfortunately, it seems that way, yes. We won't go too far into
in the actual balls is wrong with people? Can you imagine sitting in Parliament and being like, listen here, we need a white country, we need to do everything else to get rid of anyone that's not white because they killed the megafauna.
Yeah. We're actually lucky because these creatures would have ripped our fucking heads off.
Like, all racism is stupid as it is, but adding extra stupid arguments to it. What in the world?
Yeah, it's a ridiculous. I don't even know where this comes from.
Now, hear me out. There were giant kangaroos. They killed them. Therefore, this country's mine now.
Yeah.
What?
No, you committed a crime.
Yeah. Those guys had ownership over the land and you wiped them out. Therefore, you're going to jail. What a bananas situation.
But yeah, at the end of the day, it seems that although there were environmental changes that definitely contributed, it does seem that the major factor involved is the introduction of humans into the ecosystem.
Humans are a scourge on the earth.
So that's fun. Now, we did talk about, you said, are there any living that are considered megafauna?
I didn't say, I hypothesized.
There is, yes, sir. The red kangaroo, eastern grey kangaroo, antilopine kangaroo, wombats are all technically considered megafauna because they're over that 40 kilo thing. Yep. Emus and cassowaries are technically still considered.
Well, a cassowary is a dinosaur.
Goannas and crocodiles are also technically considered megafauna. The term megafauna just seems to mean big animal.
45 kilos or more.
Yeah.
But that means that elephants and tigers and bears are all megafauna.
Yes.
Which I think is, hey, science, come here. Bad classification, guys.
Yes. Look, what we are more interested in, though, is the extinct species.
Oh, yeah, the big ones.
Especially the big ones. So we've got a few that we can talk about. So the monotremes, we talked about the echidna a couple of episodes ago, a couple of weeks ago now.
It's so hard to remember.
It definitely wasn't today. So there were actually a couple of others. There was a sheep-sized echidna. They found that in Mammoth Cave in Western Australia.
That sounds cute. A sheep-sized echidna.
Yeah. Platypus up to 60 centimetres. That's 2 feet in length.
Fuck, that's a big platypus.
They've found a large, long-beaked echidna as well. I don't really know that much about that one. The most famous one, I think, is the Diprotodon.
Yes.
So they were the largest marsupial that ever existed that we are aware of. Approximately 3 meters long, 10 feet long, 2 meters high, that's 7 feet, at the shoulder, and weighing up to 2,780 kilograms, which is 6,130 pounds. Looked like a giant wombat and is in the only marsupial known, living or extinct, to have conducted seasonal migration.
You know what they say? Looks like a wombat, quacks like a wombat. It's a wombat.
Or a Diprotodon. Possibly a Diprotodon. Yeah.
That's a very big animal.
Yeah.
That is megafauna.
And this is part of like a Diprotodonid, it's hard to pronounce these words, family. So there was also one called
Diprotodoninae?
Zygomaritus trilobus, which was a smaller version of that. There was a few things like that. I don't know. This list is largely scientific names. Very difficult.
That's why we've given it to you. We believe in you.
But yeah, there were like giant kangaroos. Largest kangaroo that ever lived that we are aware of grew 2 to 3 meters tall.
It didn't have like that
7 to 10 feet.
Short face.
Yeah, I believe so. It also weighed 230 kilograms, which is 510 pounds.
Jesus.
That is a bloody big kangaroo. Yeah, it has a weird face. Really furry too.
Yeah.
This is a drawing though. We don't actually know what they look like. They died
Probably had
thousands of
feathers.
years ago.
They all did.
That's science. Yeah.
That is science. What else was a large one?
The Thylacoscoliocarnifex, which was a marsupial lion.
So that was like thylacine style.
Yep, largest man-eating mammal to have ever lived in prehistoric Australia, comparable to the size of female placental mammal lions and tigers. So we had a lion/tiger that lived here in Australia at one point,
Oh my.
just to make things so much scarier than they already are. What else do we have? We had a rat kangaroo, 70 kilo weighing rat kangaroo, which is terrifying to think about.
He didn't go extinct though. He got a job on the Bananas in Pajamas TV show.
He did, yes.
Cheese and whiskers, am I
He's
right?
a rat. He's a rat. He's a very clever rat.
Kangaroo.
Yeah.
What's your favourite one there?
My favorite. Oh, there's that weird bird.
What?
So these words are so hard to say. So we had the Dromornis stertoni, flightless bird, 3 meters tall. That's 10 feet tall. Weighed 500 kilos. That's 1,100 pounds. One of the largest birds ever discovered. Inhabited subtropical open woodlands and may have been carnivorous.
That's a dense bird though, because 3 meters, like that is large, but it's not like cassowaries and emus are tall.
And if you look at the pictures of it, it looks like a giant dodo.
Can you show me? Flip it around. This is good content. Oh yeah, look at him go.
He does look like a giant dodo.
He does look like a giant dodo.
So that's fun. There was a couple of other in that group as well. So there was one that was 2.5 meters tall and 250 kilos. So that's like half the size of the other one.
Yeah.
Can you imagine coming across this?
No,
Fucking terrifying it would
I
be.
can't.
Yeah, not
And
for
I
me.
won't. What? There was a giant goanna as well, wasn't there?
I was just about to start talking about it. It's like you're reading the thing that I'm looking at. It was named Varanus priscus.
Varanus priscus.
Giant carnivorous goanna that may have grown as long as 7 meters, that's 23 feet, and weighed up to 1,940 kilos, 4,280 pounds. So giant goannas and humans definitely overlapped in time. We know that for sure.
And we rode them to victory.
But there doesn't seem to be any direct evidence that they encountered each other. But you have to imagine that they did, right?
Those farmers in Western Australia should be counting their bloody lucky stars that it was just an emu war and not a fucking giant goanna war.
Yeah. We also had a giant non-venomous snake, which was 5 to 6 meters in length, which is 16 to 20 feet in length. Ambush predator, so it lived in water holes and killed its prey by constriction.
Why didn't we keep that? Now we've got all these venomous ones instead.
Yeah, terrifying.
We traded in one large snake for multiple venomous snakes.
Yeah, we also had a crocodile, Quincana. It was a terrestrial crocodile. Grew from 5 meters, that's 16 feet, to possibly up to 7 meters, 23 feet in length.
I don't know why a terrestrial crocodile is more upsetting to me than just a water-dwelling crocodile.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. This one had it had long legs, which were positioned underneath its body, so it was able to chase as well. So that just makes it even worse. Teeth were blade-like for cutting rather than pointed, as they are in most crocodiles now, and it belonged to a subfamily. It was found, the one specimen that we know of was found in Bluff Downs in Queensland.
Because the modern crocodile, his legs, or their legs are on their sides a little bit more than underneath them specifically.
Yeah. And their legs aren't very big, so they can't support their weight very well when they're
they're very bad at chasing.
out of the water. I also know of a huge terrestrial turtle measuring 2.5 meters in length with a horned head and a spiked tail.
Isn't a terrestrial turtle just a tortoise?
I imagine it's probably similar, yes.
Well, no, turtle-tortoise classification comes down to how they retract into their shell, I'm pretty sure, rather than their living habits.
I don't know that much about it, yeah.
I know a bit. I'm smarter than you, so...
So when you hear some of those, you can imagine, for instance, there's a story of the rainbow serpent, and when you hear about the enormous fuck-off snake...
that created rivers.
Yeah, that specifically hung around waterholes as well. You can imagine where those sorts of stories perhaps developed over time. Yeah,
right. Crazy time.
That's, there are others, but I don't know enough about them to tell you. Look, Australia back then was even crazier than it is now. That's all I have to say.
Place.
Yeah.
A horrid place. I'd love to see some of them, though. These things sound great. Like a sheep-sized echidna is still the best one.
Yeah. Often when you go to museums and stuff, they do have, like, especially of diprotodons and stuff like that, they'll often have, like, pretend. What do you call that?
Statue?
Yeah. Like
No.
Just give my motherfucking toe.
Right over there? No, what's that? What is the word that you want for that?
Like
it's
a
not
model.
a statue. It's
Like
a model. A stuffed...
Fake representative of it.
Stuffed taxidermy, fake taxidermy.
Yeah.
Who knows? And what are words
What are words?
in this modern day?
Who am I?
Is the diprotodon the one that looks like the wombat but has like more of a rounded, squarey head?
Yes.
Okay, I'm glad you know what I'm saying when I
Yes.
say that. Anything else on the megafauna?
No, I think that's about in there. Yeah.
You got something else over there for us?
I do. I have a advice.
That's right. Good, because I got stressed that you didn't have it for a second there.
Yes, I have a advice. Would you like me to perhaps read it?
I'd love it if you did.
Okay, this one's from Danny. Danny's age 6. Dear Tim and Leon, seeking some dadvice here today. I was wondering if you could tell me where babies come from.
Yep.
Oh, Danny. Danny,
the end of that one, Danny? Anything else?
No, that's all Danny's written here.
Writes well for a 6-year-old.
Thank you. I assume Danny says.
Babies come from people.
Oh. People who need people?
Yeah.
People is peoples.
Peoples is peoples, as Pepe the King Prawn always says.
Yeah.
So when you get a baby, you'll have to have gotten it from people, whether internally from them or from their parts coming together. Their juices, Danny.
Please don't say juices to a 6-year-old.
No, I'm stepping around the technical terminology because in our modern culture, it is bad to talk about any of this kind of stuff, isn't it? Basically, it's penis and vagina, mate.
Yeah. They do a sex dance.
They do the sex dance, which gets them both into the right level of arousal. And they come together in a meeting of the minds. And the man's mind is in his penis.
Hey.
It's not. It's in his head like everyone else. But all the blood rushes there, so he gets a bit woozy.
Yes.
He'll fall down on top of the counterpart.
Yes.
And through that... through the slapping of groins.
As it is affectionately termed.
The scientific term is slappius groinius.
Slapping of groins.
And through the mixing of ejaculates.
Jesus. The juices, Danny, the juices.
I cannot stress enough, Danny, the importance of the juices.
They are key to this whole process.
And after that... After a gestation period of 25 to 45 days, the egg is laid and the
Into
baby
the
echidna is
female's
born.
vulva.
You took it too far. You said a sexual organ. How dare you?
Yep.
And it does not matter your gender.
No.
You just have to organise the parts to get the things to happen properly.
Correct.
But yes, doesn't have to be, as I said, internal. And there is surrogacy, and there is adoption.
Adoption,
There is
correct.
many other ways for you to gain a child. You can clone your own. You can build them out of Lego.
Yes.
But can they ever really love when they're built out of Lego?
Yes.
Because the juices weren't used, Danny. And as we know...
You got to stick to get the Lego together with the juices, otherwise it doesn't work.
And when two Legos come together to mate, the smashing of the groins is noisy, to say the least.
Oh, yeah.
It's a horrible scratching sound. But to answer your question, Danny, the Cabbage Patch. That's where they come from.
Yes. The juicy Cabbage Patch.
How is, like, the two birthing myths, like the stork and the Cabbage Patch, how is that better than just telling kids how it happens? Because they're both horrifying. That you would, like...
A bird brought you?
Yeah, that you'd, like, write a letter or whatever it is, or you, like, hold hands and then a bird's like, hey, you guys want a baby? I'm
Or
just going to
you're
drop
like,
it on the doorstep.
Oh, well, we harvested all these cabbages from the garden and we were just about to cut this one cabbage up and you were inside it.
Yeah, and you were green as all hell.
Yeah.
Wasn't that, was that around the Twist episode where there were a Cabbage Patch? There were, like, babies' heads in the Cabbage Patch, I think. Probably Bronson's children. Now, Bronson's a man of juices.
Yeah. Bronson knows how to juice, yeah.
Bronson would be juicy. But no, yes, a lot of...
Juicing.
Penis-vagina action... sperm, egg.
Yeah.
right time of ovulation.
Maybe ask your mum
And then,
directly.
you know,
Ask her in a direct manner.
even though it's not guaranteed, but Danny the juices. I can't
juices,
stress this
Danny.
enough. Contraceptives aren't about just barriers. It's about stopping juices. You see?
It's about the protection of oneself from the juices of
It's
another.
the de-juicing, if you will. Also very important is the engorged lymph nodes, I think.
Yeah. Yes, lymph
Glands,
nodes. Yep.
if you will. And for all those playing at home, the tip of the penis is called a gland.
A gland with no D on that one.
No, I don't think so. Isn't it just GLAN?
I don't know.
Or is it called a glands?
Isn't it Glenn?
Excuse me, doctor. My Glen seems to be acting up. Your what? My Glen. Anyway, the juice is Danny. So thanks for that question. That'll be this will be very informative. We did kind of answer it though.
Yeah, in a manner of gland.
In this economy.
Yeah.
As always, I'd like to thank Teylor Smirl for our wonderful cover up.
And Curtis Fernance, Ferntree Music, introduction, outtroduction. Yeah, cheers, mate.
Good on you, Curtis. The juice is Curtis. Make sure you follow me on social media. Thanks for having us on the Auscast Network, Auscast boys and gals. And as always, yeah, g'day, Tim.
Yeah, g'day, Leon.
Yeah, g'day, everyone.
Yeah, g'day, everyone. Catch us on a flippity flop.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.